Did you get in a car accident after his passing?
Shut it.
He said to me he protected her.
My daughter. Oh my God, she saw him.
She saw him? He just showed me a vision of this car accident that had happened. He kept saying to me, I was there, it was me. First of all, I have to tell you, the moment that I'm connecting with your father, he thinks this is so funny that he can talk to you right now and like speak like this. Because he goes to me, Matt, he goes, I didn't know if I was gonna make it into heaven. I didn't know if I was gonna make it into heaven,
Yeah.
he said to me.
Yeah.
Because when I'm connecting, he says to me, he goes, Matt, he goes, I was nervous. He goes, I didn't know if I was gonna make it. I didn't know if I was gonna make it to the other side. He goes, and now I get to talk to my daughter like this. And the moment I'm speaking to this man, I gotta tell you, he was tough here in this world when I'm connecting with him. And your father was the type of person where I feel like nothing could knock him down here in this world. Even when he was sick, even when there were issues within his body, this man shows me that he would bounce back and he would get sick and he would bounce back and he would get sick. And he says to me, Matt, he says, I want my daughter to know that I wasn't gonna let anything bring me down without a fight. Do you understand that? Mm-hmm. But your father also tells me that he drove you crazy here in this world when I'm connecting with him.
Yes.
Because he shows me he did not do what the doctors wanted. He didn't do what he was told. And he says to me, Matt, I did not believe in doctors. I believed in myself. Do you understand that?
Yes.
He shows me when I'm connecting with him, like this man had so many things wrong with him that even when he died, I feel like you didn't know all the things that were going on with your father.
Correct.
He shows me when I'm connecting, because souls will put me back in their body and show me what they went through before they died. And when I'm connecting with your dad, he just shows me his organs starting to shut down when I'm connecting with him.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, like even if it wasn't for you, like your dad wouldn't have even went to the hospital or even went to the doctors. He shows me, because I see all of a sudden your dad saying like, I'm fine, don't worry about it, I'm okay. And then I see you making him go to the doctors, then all of a sudden, it's like you're being told he's not gonna make it.
Yep.
Your father says to me this, he says, Matt, what I want my daughter to know is that I wanna thank her for the way that she had gone and gave me the chance at living here in this world. Because by you forcing him and you and the family forcing him to go to the doctors and to be seen, even though he had passed away, he says, you gave me a chance. And he wants to let you know that. I gotta tell you, this man was so protective of you and so protective
Yes.
of his family here in this world. Because, can I tell you everything?
Absolutely.
I don't want to embarrass you for all these people,
Oh,
but
no.
when I'm connecting with your father, right, even though you were older, your dad always treated you like you were a little girl here in
Yes.
this world.
Yes.
He shows me, like, you used to have to like check in with him and tell him where you were
Yes.
going and where you were.
Yes.
I know, because even now your father tells me he waits for you in the house.
Oh,
And he says to me he's worried about you drinking when I'm connecting with him.
Oh my gosh.
He says, and he's like treating you like you're still like you're still like a teenager. He goes, Matt, he goes, you don't understand. He goes, I was that father. He goes, I ran this house like it was the military, he said.
Yes.
He shows me him going and checking the miles on the car to see like how many miles like you used to drive back when you were younger, to see like where you went, if you were actually with your friends, all of these things.
Yes.
And your father, like, it's funny, when I'm connected with this man, I feel like I'm talking to an investigator. Like, he shows me when you were younger, like him, like, swinging the flashlight, like, coming in, like, checking the car over, making sure everything's fine. He says, Matt, he goes, you gotta let her know that here in this world, my family was my biggest priority. He says, and even though I might be gone, I'm still her dad on the other side. He says, and at the end of the day, your father says to me, I didn't give a shit about my health. I didn't give a shit about what happened with me. He says, I cared about her. I cared about my family. I cared about my wife. I cared about every single person, he says, that I was responsible for. He says, so your dad wants you to know one thing. He says that at the end of his life, what was so beautiful is that he realized one thing. He realized that when he died, that he got to go and watch over you in a different way from the other side. That he still gets to be your protector, just in a different way. And your father was also telling me when I'm connecting with him, which is weird. Did you get in a car accident after his passing?
Shut up. Samantha did. My daughter.
Oh, your daughter?
Yes.
He said to me he protected her.
He did. Oh my God, she saw him.
She saw him? He just showed me a vision of this car accident that had happened. He kept saying to me, I was there, it was me.
She rolled her Jeep, and while she was rolling, she saw him, and she was able to reach her cell phone and call me. And when the ambulance got there, they were surprised to see her. She had somehow climbed out and was standing up on the side of the road. A bus had stopped, and they knew when they pulled up there was no way that was her standing because of how bad it looked.
Your father said to me he let her out of that car. So she told you she saw his soul, he says to me, Matt, he says, that was my way of validating to my daughter that I will never let anything happen to her. You just got the chills.
Yeah.
Know that that was your dad's way of letting you know that he is right there and with you. He says, and he wants to let you know to stop having anxiety, stop having stresses, stop having worries. He says, because Matt, he says, when my daughter's not here, he says, you should see her at home. She's all the shakes. She's nervous all the time.
Yes.
Listen, don't pass out on me. If you pass out, I'm an EMT. I can revive you, all right? If you die, we just talk to you. So you're in the best place. No one dies at a Matt Fraser show. But know that one of the things is this. This is his way of acknowledging from the other side that he's watching over you. He's watching over your daughter, and he will always be your dad. So he says, don't be upset about the way that I died. Know that I'm there. Know that I'm with you. He says that I am forever watching over you in spirit.